Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Titans Season 3, episode... You know what? I don't even know what number this episode is. I don't even remember what it's called. I think it might be called Troubled Waters or Troubled Warrior or something like that. I honestly just don't care no more. Alright, my head hurts. I got tinnitus. My head has felt like it wanted to explode all stinking long. Like all day, and I just don't care. This episode has left me feeling very complexed, and I have to say, I don't like feeling that way. I have more questions than I do answers. Why isn't this show giving any answers? It's just doing stuff, things that just don't make no sense. And it leaves you at the end of the episode asking, well, how did this happen? What happened to this? What happened to this person? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't even think the writers care, man. Like, they can't care. There's no way they can. And I'm tired of caring. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point now, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but after 3 seasons of, like, off the wall, mediocre, like out of place, out of whack, out of everything, like crap this show has given, I just wanted to get canceled now. Like, I just do. I just wanted to be canceled and pretend like it never happened. Because I don't get the direction that the showrunners and the writers are doing with this show. Like, it has elements of goodness and greatness, like pinched in, like, and sprinkled here and there, you know what I'm saying? Like, the acting is good. The costumes, when they're actually wearing them, is amazing. The action is always good, you know? But everything else is just kind of pointless. Like, the scenery, it always looks the same, no matter where you're at. If you're a place around like buildings in the city, it always looks the same. If you're outside in the woods, it always looks the same. Themyscira looked a little different, so that was good. Wayne Manor is amazing looking. This is my favorite Wayne Manor of like any Batman thing. The Bat Cave is pretty cool looking. It could be better. They need to show something other than that, just that one room. And so like, yeah, it's just that this season has made me like so unceremonious rock and roll. Like, it's not doing it for me, man. Like, even the stupidness of season 2 was better than this, and season 2 sucked. You know what I'm saying? But this all first started when I saw the picture of my thumbnail on like Twitter, and I'm just like, did a fan make this? Oh no, it's coming from the actual like DC Titans like page and everything of them being wanted. So I'm like, well, why are they wanted for? And then so we find out in this episode. But first, this is what really bugs me. Let's just get to the biggest question of them all that really bugged me the most. This ain't even really gonna be too much of a review. This is gonna be like a bunch of questions and me like talking about them. But okay, so the biggest question I have is, where in the world is Bruce Wayne? We see Donna in this episode. She's hiking it to like Gotham and everything. So where's Bruce? The last we saw her was in the last 2 episodes, where she saved his life and he tried to kill himself by setting himself on fire. So what did she do with him? Did she take him to the hospital? Is he recovering from inhaling too much smoke? That would be the logical thing, but you know, this is a TV show that's supposed to tell us what's going on. There's no mention whatsoever of where he is at, and she heading back to Gotham without him. And it's like, where is he? Like, seriously, just where is he? This makes no sense. And it's like, why would she leave him by himself and he literally just tried to commit suicide? The Batman tried to commit suicide. And she just lets him stay where it is he's at. How she know he's not gonna try that again? You know what I'm saying? And then also with her, the Amazon lady showed up and she's a little pissed because she wants to know how Donna came back alive and everything. And so she's all like, you're not heading nowhere until you prove yourself worthy. I'm like, okay, so what is she gonna have to do? Oh, look, it's another fantasy reality thing. And to prove herself, she has to fight. I'll admit, the fight scene is nice. It's great. We finally get to see Wonder Girl actually fight for a very long time this time, other than a very short time like she normally fights. But here's the thing. I assume to prove herself, she's going to have to prove to G, I don't know, she's really Donna and not some type of demon from the underworld. But no, she just has to prove she can still fight. And so Donna and the lady get into it, talking about how you've never liked me because I'm half human and you always push me so hard. And the lady's all like, I only push you so hard so you can be at your full potential and greatness and blah, 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 stuff like that. Now, here's another problem I'm having. Since when do Amazons know sorcery? And no other adaptation I have ever seen of like Themyscira, Amazons, this and that, I've never seen them wield magic. Never. I mean, there's Greek mythology, so yeah, that makes sense. They've encountered villains that does like magic and stuff, but I've never actually seen them do magic. Never in the live action movies, never in the animation. So how come this lady knows so much magical crap? You know what I'm saying? And she said, you know, she's tried to revive her daughter from the dead, and that never worked. So she's a little iffed and everything that Donna came back, and it's just like, this doesn't explain nothing. And then not only that, but these are the same people that was teaching Raven like how to control her magic. That's another problem I'm having towards the end of this episode. Well, you know, I'll get into that a little bit later. Let me just get into some other stuff. But yeah, I want to know where Bruce is at. I want to know how this lady knows magic. I want to know why this woman doesn't even look like a traditional Amazon. Like, I'm sorry, nothing against this woman and how she looks and nothing like that, but this is not what I think of when I think of an Amazon from Themyscira, you know? And not only that, but her daughter, she revealed her name, and her daughter, that don't sound like a very Greek sounding name, you know? It sounds pretty American and everything. So you assume this lady's like thousands of years old from like ancient Greece, that she would have more of a Greek sounding name and everything. So now let's get into the other major question that everybody wants to know, especially people online. I just recently went back on Twitter and I was just wondering what some people were saying and stuff. And so many people people are divided with this season. Some people are saying exactly what I'm saying. It's bad writing and stuff. So I'm glad I'm not being too harsh on this show. I thought I was being a little too harsh at first, but now that I see people agree with me, I'm happy. So the other major big question is, why are the Titans wanted? Why do the people of Gotham believe they poisoned the water system with the fear toxin of all things? I get it, those that are affected by it, because most of the people in Gotham are, they will believe it. But the people who are not, why would they believe this random voice that they're hearing on the news and everything? That Crane has cobbled together of the footage from the warehouse fight, which, by the way, when did he put up a video camera? How is this dude always like 10 steps ahead? I'm sorry. How is a pot-smoking mama's boy who dances like a stoned out, tripped out hippie is able to outthink people like Batman and Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon? I can understand he can outthink the other Titans and stuff, but not the Bat family. Like, how is this man like, forget 10 steps, the man's 100 steps ahead. Like, just like in the last 2 episodes, before he killed the old dude, he needed to like cut through like the ground and stuff. And the dude's all like, the only way you're gonna go through that is like if you have a saline torch that can burn as hot as the sun. So he thinks, who do I know who can shoot fire out that's as hot as the sun? Oh wait, Starfire. And so he sets it up to where, this is assumption now. He assumed that as soon as she sees him, she's gonna try and kill him with her energy blast. And he set the ground with some kind of like gas or oil or something like that. So when she, you know, blasted and everything, boom, everything just like blew up and everything. And he had the hole he wanted to, so he can poison the water system. How did he know she would do that? How? That's a major assumption right there. Like, what if she just decided just to like walk down there and then punch him in the face? His plan would be foiled, you know? And so now it's like he had a video camera there and he recorded everything and he coupled together, and everybody wants to believe it. Everybody wants to believe that former Robin, now Nightwing, is some type of person who wants to poison people. And not only poison people, but poison them with a fear toxin. And gee, who has a fear toxin? I don't know, the Scarecrow? That must mean people in Gotham are really stupid. But for some reason they believe him. And now they're like the public enemy #1 and everything. After how much they cheered them in like the earlier episodes and stuff. So then Dick is all like, oh man, I feel guilty. Woe is me. We should just turn ourselves into the police. Y'all haven't did anything. I think one of them, only one person was all like, no, this is kind of stupid. But everybody else is kind of like, yeah, let's do it, man. And I'm just like, okay, this sounds familiar. This sounds like that episode from, what was it? The first season of Justice League Unlimited, when they had that giant like cannon on their space station, and Lex Luthor took a hold of that and blamed them, and the people blamed them too. So they're just like, you know, we're gonna turn ourselves in, and Batman's all like, screw that, I ain't turning myself in. I'm here to prove myself true. And so that's basically the whole scene lifted from there. But you know what the difference is? It makes sense for Lex Luthor to think a million steps ahead, but not Jonathan Crane, a man from when he feels sad wants to lay his head in his mama's lap. Like he's a big fat crybaby or something. And I'm just like, geez Louise, man. This show, I swear to God, this show. And so, of course, the people believe them and everything. They're going to turn themselves in, and they turn themselves in. But then things go awry. Why? Because Jonathan Crane has one of the detective dudes under his payroll. So he's going to betray everything. And he does. As soon as he gives the order to the rest of the cops, he tells them to open fire. And they do that. So Barbara has no control over her own police force no more. And it's like he was able to coerce all of them. And then so now you have the Titans fighting. And so, you know, it's a pretty cool fight scene. And I like seeing Connor like have restraint. Like, okay, I can't punch this guy because I'll put a hole through his face. So I'm going to use my finger and poke him. That's such a Superman thing to do. I like that. At least they're writing him somewhat smart, other than what they did last season when he first showed up and he killed those soldiers. But he was just coming out the tank and, you know, all this other stuff. So I can excuse that, you know. But not only do they turn themselves in, Crypto turns himself into just like the dog. Oh, before they turn themselves in, I've been wondering how they get around town doing the superhero stuff, and they use Bruce's like SUVs. Don't those things have like a license plate where they can trace the numbers back to Bruce? So how do people not know Bruce Wayne is Batman if they see the Titans driving around in his car? This show. So, but then everything goes bad when one of the cops shoot Blackfire. And Superboy, oh my God, his eyes turned red. I thought he was gonna laser blast everybody, but instead he just manhandles people. And then I really loved how he used his power when he clapped his hand and the sound wave made that one dude fall to the ground. That's such a Superman thing to do. It's nice to see him use his actual powers the way Superman does, you know? And so I'm glad he didn't kill nobody, because that would have been terrible. But and there's another thing that doesn't make no sense. When the cops all came with bullets and stuff, but for some reason when it came to Beast Boy, who actually turned himself into a tiger, and when he turned himself into a tiger, he kind of manhandled or mauled that one cop dude. And so I'm just like, well, what's he expecting to do? Rip him to shreds? So the cops, instead of shooting him with bullets, they shoot him with a tranquilizer dart. I'm thinking to myself, if they knew all along, or okay, well, okay, now I'm trying to rethink this now. The bad cop dude, he turned those other cops against him, so they must have been on his payroll too. So it's like, why did they bring a tranquilizer for Beast Boy and not just bullets and stuff? Unless they didn't know that that one cop's been turned and they just were following orders and stuff. So then at first it made me start to think, well, maybe Crane has something in store for Beast Boy, but I guess not. I'm thinking now, yeah, maybe, just maybe, those cops wasn't like all on the payroll, they were just taking orders and stuff. And so, let's see. Oh, then Barbara shoots the bad cop dude because he was finna kill one of them. And so as a result, she has now lost her badge and has been arrested, which I guess, you know, if the cops are not on that payroll, they're all like, why'd you shoot your own? And these Titans are criminals, so now you have to go to jail. But why do people believe the Titans are criminals? And they have done nothing criminal since. And now the city thinks Red Hood is the true hero, because that's what Jonathan Crane wants the people of Gotham to think, that Red Hood is here to save the day. And I'm just like, did these people not see what Red Hood has done in the last couple of weeks and how he has killed people? The people of Gotham are stupid. Oh. And then so the tranquilizer dart must not have been that great. Like, why wasn't it strong enough? Because Beast Boy was able to get on out of there and stuff. So they all scattered. They all separated. You got Superboy and Nightwing on one team, and you have Starfire and her sister on the next. And Beast Boy is just like by himself. And then this is what's really strange just happened. So I'm assuming Blackfire is gonna die. No, because Corey saves her. And at first she started like healing her by heating up her stomach with her powers. I'm just like, well, how is that not gonna kill her? You know what I'm saying? But I'm assuming, okay, maybe she'll heat up the bullet inside and melt it or something like that, or weld it inside her stomach, and she'll heal up that way. But then somehow Blackfire was able to absorb Starfire's powers. But we don't get to see Blackfire use the powers. But Corey has literally said, you stole all my powers. And I'm just thinking, how? All she did was grab your arm as you heat up her stomach. How did that absorb into her to where she was able to steal it? I'm thinking to myself, maybe the suit that she's wearing was able to do it, that high-tech technology. Or maybe she had a device in her hand. But Starfire did blame her and say, like, you've been waiting for this moment to do this. Like, Starfire just went on straight on, like, the blame game. But Blackfire's all like, no, and I can't believe you think that. I don't know what to think about Blackfire. I really don't. But then, as she's talking, she's all like, you know, I'll give you powers back, this and that. But then she starts walking away. And she's all like, where are you going? She's like, I have unfinished business to take care of. What exactly is unfinished business? Because Blackfire has no enemies on Earth. Except for the dude that kept her prisoner, and I guess Crane, because, you know, he ordered that cop to shoot her and stuff. But we don't know. And that's still the biggest question. How did she steal her powers? Now, 2 weeks ago, when her and Connor were clickety-clacking, there was like this purple aura on the underneath the bed. I assumed those were her dormant powers coming to like fruition and stuff. And it's getting heat up as she's getting like intense and stuff, you know. But nothing came of that. So if she was already getting her powers, then like, why did she absorb like Corey's and stuff? He said that don't make no sense. But you know what else don't make no sense? In my back of my head, I kept remembering how she came to Earth. I'm all like, did she really come to Earth that way, or am I just just thinking wrongly? So I went to YouTube, and yup. Okay, so this is what a lot of people seem to forget. There was a random black lady with 2 kids. She was coming from the grocery store. She was going inside her car. A purple blob hits her neck, and then she turns and transforms into Blackfire. And that's how Blackfire got to Earth. She literally consumed that lady's body and took over as a host. With technology like that, I'm assuming that's how she took Corey's power. However, with technology like that, how in the world did she ever get captured by that one dude in the lab? Not to only mention, it's like, why does she have more technology like that and doing other stuff? And what was the whole point of that? And what happened to that lady? Is she still inside her or something like that? And is Blackfire's body nothing more but like just a host body and stuff? So I don't know. There's never been no explanation, because we know Corey got here from a spaceship and stuff, and that's why I assume this season is gonna be an alien invasion season, but it's not. And then so there were some funny moments with Donna, where everybody keeps calling her ma'am, and her trying to get into Gotham, and her punking people out and stuff. So that's that. I'm guessing Tim is still in the hospital. Yeah, let's see. Gotham, they saw on the screen, Gotham's tearing itself apart because of the fear gas. They just basically just copying what happened on Batman Begins, when Scarecrow like gassed the whole city and stuff. Which, if they don't show no hallucination visuals and no horror stuff, it'll be pointless. You know what I'm saying? But then here's another big question. Beast Boy's in like a building by himself, naked, and in comes Raven. She teleports there using her powers. And then when she talks to Gar, she just she acts like she's like very, like, she's more mature now, more mature than she was in the other episode. And so I'm wondering, she seems to have full control of her powers. And my question is, how do a bunch of Amazon know mystical, magical stuff? And how were they able to teach a demon girl, because that's basically what she is, she's half human, half demon. How are they able to teach her how to control her demonic powers of all things? They shouldn't be equipped that way, you know? And so it would have made more sense at the end of season 2, she went to Azarath, because that's a great way to teach her. But the show didn't want to go there. I mean, they could have made it look cheap like they did Themyscira, and it wouldn't have mattered, and they could have kept this whole Themyscira stuff out. So it's like, I don't understand. Like, it would be nice to see them train her in the mystical arts and everything, but now I guess she's gonna be full aware of her powers and learn how to use them and all this. And I'm assuming, because the actress only showed up at the end of the episode, I'm assuming that she must have had other prior engagements. She must have been like on another show or another movie or something like that, and that's why she's been MIA this entire season, because it doesn't like explain why she's never been in this whole season and stuff. And so it's just like, you know, I want to know how she learned how to use her powers the way she did. Those things would be nice to explain. And then we get the scene where Crane, him and Jason are inside Wayne Manor. Crane has now taken it over. He's going to take over the Batcave. He's going to have access to all this stuff. And he's really manipulating Jason to where Jason destroys the portrait of Bruce and his family. And I'm just like, you know, Jason started off in season 1 as a prick, a psychotic one at that. But he was still interesting, but he was still a psychotic prick. People just didn't like him. And then in season 2, he got better when he started being humanized and stuff. But this season, it's like, I don't even want to believe no more he's under the effects of whatever Crane keeps giving him. I truly just think he's just a stupid, troubled kid. And there's no point in introducing his, I'm assuming, love interest, even though I like that actress a lot. I really, really do. I've liked her in so much other like stuff I've seen her in. There's no point in having her there, because it's just, okay, they're friends and stuff, and she's supposed to be the one, like, I guess, to turn him around and all this other crap, and he's so in love. But what happened to the girl with the one eye in last season and the sword, you know? He was in love with her at one point. And so it's like they don't show enough of his love interest to bring him around, and we don't know why he likes her so much. So if she is the one to bring him around, we don't know why, like, he likes her so much, because we've never seen it. Even in the flashback, we didn't see it. And this season's almost over with. And you can't even call it a Titans show. You just can't. Like, you really just can't. And also, where is Bruce? I will never stop asking that question. Where is he? Where is he from the last 2 episodes? And then when he eventually does return to Gotham, he's not going to be Batman because DC and Warner Bros. Won't allow him to. And I do not want to see this man dressed up as Batman. I'm sorry. Nothing against the actor. He's a great actor. It just, he doesn't look like Batman. I do not want to see him wear a bat suit. I just don't. Oh. Another thing, why does the Batcave have like assault rifles and guns? I don't get that. Batman's not supposed to be a person who like carries around guns. Also, I noticed something at Wayne Manor. Bruce has like alcohol and stuff. Everybody knows in comic books and other incarnations, Batman doesn't drink alcohol. He tricks people into thinking he does, but he really doesn't. Even in Batman Begins, he wasn't like in the Dark Knight trilogy. I think he would drink a little bit or probably spit it out. No, he didn't spit it. We didn't see him spit it out. But yeah, we saw him drink there. He pretended to be drunk. But and other stuff, he drinks like ginger ale and stuff like that. And he's just not like an alcoholic drinker. But it's just like this Batman is so different and so weird. I can't believe he tried to commit suicide. Like the Batman tried to commit suicide. And so I guess Donna's gonna rejoin the team, but it's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like, what's the point? You know, what's the point? Because it's just like, is she gonna punch on Jason? I doubt it, because she'll kill him, you know? Which is another thing, I'm tired of her having super speed. I said this before, I don't like seeing Wonder people have super speed. I like it when they're strong. I like it when they jump really high. I like it when they have stamina. I only like it when they fly, when they're with the Justice League. But other than that, I don't like seeing them run as fast as the Flash. That's just weird. I didn't like see it in the Snyder cut. That was just weird. I don't like seeing it here. It's just like a weird visual and stuff. And also, if she could teleport to where Bruce was at, why couldn't she just teleport inside Gotham? Because remember, she got there by teleportation. So why couldn't she teleport back to Gotham? And why did she teleport to where Bruce was at in London? How did she even know he was there? None of this stuff is being explained. And people need to stop saying, oh, this is the best season ever. No, it's not. At least last season, as bad as it was, at least they explained stuff. I will give them credit for that. And that's the only thing I will give them credit for the most part. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.